Alright guys, back here at Locals with my boy Matt, and we had to bring you that spicy Champa list. A lot of you guys were wanting to see it, and it's not the best deck in the world, but it's fun.
It's fun. It's fun to play. It needs some work, but
Maybe next year they'll give more support.
so anyway, so we'll get into the leader. Permanent, you start the game at 5 life. It's really not that bad. Like playing it, you didn't feel like you missed the rest of the life because you're green. You have good defensive options. So activate main, switch it to rest mode, draw a card, and then you play a 2-drop or lower Universe 6 from your hand if you have no battle cards on the board. It's pretty good to get your engine started, and then you awaken at 2 life. You draw 3 cards and untap 1.
Nice.
And then on the backside, so the activate main becomes an auto when it attacks. Draw a card if you have no battle cards. Play a 2-drop or lower Universe 6. And then second auto, once per turn, Spirit Boost 1. When one of your Universe 6 attacks and kills a opponent's battle card, you just get to restand it. So it lets you be a little aggro.
And in its pre-releases, this was the best leader.
It is probably the best leader in pre-release. So we play 4 Whis. You just play it because you really, the Empower green 3 doesn't come up. If it does, when you play it and has 3 markers, they discard a card. You just play it for the +1 to play the field card straight from the deck. We also play 3 Referee. This card's pretty good, so you pay 1 to play it, and then it has 2 effects. The first effect lets you just tribute it, play the field straight from the deck again, so you have 7 copies to search it out. And its secondary effect is if your opponent has no battle cards, you look at their hand and you get to take any 3-drop or lower from their hand and play it. And your deck revolves around wanting to KO their battle cards, so it's pretty good. It lets you get good hand knowledge. And then we play 2 of the field spell. And this thing has a wall of text. Barrier, once per turn, if your leader card is either this Beerus, or this Champa, or the Beerus, when one of your green battle cards attacks a opponent's battle card and KOs it, either by that battle card's skill or the battle, you just get to place it under this. And the second auto, the much more important auto, is once per turn, if your opponent attacks with anything, you can just rest this, choose any of your rested Universe 6, and that becomes the target for the card. That's actually broken. It's just a free negate every turn.
That's the cool part. When I use that with the hit.
Yeah. You use it with the hit. And you use it. It lets you KO your battle cards, and they all get effects to go up the chain when they're KO'd. And then the activate main, if you get 5 of your opponent's battle cards under it, you win the game. You're not going to resolve that. The earliest you could is turn 6, and that's taking a card every turn. It's not happening. We play 4 of the 1-drop Botamos. This card just pay 1, and then it lets you just search the top 5 and add any Universe 6 4 or less, which is your whole deck, or it adds the 1-drop Unison. And then when it dies, you can pay a green, and just play a 2-drop from your hand. Then we get into the 2-drops.
It's a floater.
They're all floaters. They all go up the chain. Magetta. So this one permanent. During your turn, it gets plus 10,000, so it's 15k on your turn, and it can attack your opponent's battle cards in active mode as long as they don't have barrier. So that's how a lot of times that's how you'll swing on their, like, I played against Universe 7 deck, and they had the Gohan, and this card just says play it, swing, kill it. When it's played, you draw a card, and then the same thing, when it's KO'd, you pay a green, and then you play a 3-drop Universe 6 from your hand.
Funny enough, this reminds me of the set 1 Magetta. They can attack active battle cards.
Yeah.
It's cool that they brought that back over.
The 2-drop Kaba. So this one can attack battle cards that are in active mode. As long as they don't have barrier. It's a little different. It has an auto when it attacks. Take a life, draw a card, switch it to active mode, and it gets plus 5,000 power for that battle. Which is really good because you start at 5 and you want to be at 4. So your super combos are live, things like that. So you really want to go to 4. And then same deal, it just floats into a 3-drop when it dies. Then the main 3-drop we play is Super Saiyan Kaba. So this card, critical, 20k, auto, once per turn, when it attacks, you KO a battle card. So you can swing at their battle card and then use the auto to KO it, and then that triggers your field card to put it under it. And then if your leader's on the backside, you can restand and then swing at their leader again. And then same thing, this one auto, 1 green, when it's KO'd, you get to play a 4-drop from your hand.
Yep.
We also play 2 copies of the Frost 3-drop. It's not very good, but you want 2 more copies. You want 6 copies of the 3-drop because you have to see them to get into your 4-drops reliably. So this one, Energy Exhaust, Barrier Blocker. It can evolve over another Frost, but we don't play that. So auto, when it's played, your opponent pitches a card. And then same thing, auto, pay a green. When it dies, draw a card, and then you play a 4-drop. And we play for the 4-drops. We play 3 of the hit Assassin Strike. This card is broken. Barrier, dual attack. It has an effect where if you combo with it on a battle card swing that's attacking an opponent's battle card, and that battle card dies, you can pay 2 and just play it from your hand. Most of the time, though, you're going to evolve it over a 3-drop when they die. It's second auto, limit 1. If it's in rest mode, when your opponent declares an attack, they have to discard 2 cards. If they don't, you negate that attack, and they can't attack for the rest of the turn. It's barrier. It's hard to get rid of, because like I said, if they swing into it, your field card can just be like, no, you're going to attack this thing instead. It's pretty broken, especially when you couple it with other cards. I also play 2 Hit to Battle Universe 7.
Card is so good.
This card is kind of like Champa's version of Turles. It's double strike barrier, auto when you play it, draw a card, KO an opponent's battle card, and activate main for 2. If your leader is specifically Champa and you have no battle cards and 3 or more energy, you can just play him for 2 energy. He's really good. A lot of times you still also evolve him because you're
playing for your hand when someone dies.
Yeah, most of the time you're never out of battle cards on board. It does come up. They'll board wipe you, and then you'll just slap this down and it's free. Then the other battle cards that we play, 2 Sun Gohan Hidden Might. You go to 3 life on turn 2, so it's live the entire game. Deflect, unique, double strike. You get to play it for 2 when you have 3 or less life. When it comes out, it KO something ignoring barrier. It's pretty good. Also play 2 Rosies. Rosie's just good. Comes out. It's also triple attack, so it's really good for swinging into battle cards your opponent doesn't want to remove, and then getting them under your field card. It allows you to pressure them that way. Then everything else. 4 Charismatic Villain to go with your 1-drop Whis. No reason not to play it. 4 Dormant. We start at 5 life. You got to have that card. 4 Majin Buu. Again, you start at 5 life. You got to have the defense. And it couples really well with the hit. You make them discard 2 off the hit, and then you just do that, and they pass turn. 4 Paragus. Fighting Against Fate. Double Strike Champa. And Majin Buu Secret Rare.
Is there any other secret rare you would play?
Probably the Kibito Kai Secret Rare. That's probably really good. I wanted to test this one out because you're kind of an aggressive deck, and you swing a lot, and you can dig through a lot of your opponent's cards. Just having a hard counter when you go for a game is just good.
Okay, fair enough. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.